What's wrong? I am
Z-Boy.
Lelouch is intelligent.
Right.
Ichigo is supposed to be intelligent. It's like, I wonder if Code Geass might have been an inspiration for Kubo when
Honestly, I
coming up
very
with
much
Bleach.
doubt it at all. I never imagined that.
Far East Island nation had held fast to its neutrality, and now Britannia looms as the world's only superpower. Rights to Japan's underground.
I want to go back on this. Now, I never really looked at this when I watched the show no matter how many times.
The world.
Britannia is pretty much in America on this map, which is interesting.
I'll be
Think it could
honest.
be Britain.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Think it could be Britain.
Britain. Yeah,
Um,
because honestly, even the way they dress kind of screams like British noblemen. I mean, look at like I've seen a picture of his father. If you see the way his hair looks,
right.
like yeah, that looks like like English royalty or something, British
Yeah.
royalty, like not Japanese at all.
Yeah. I very much agree with that. It's a very weird situation.
I mean, his father legit looks white.
I mean, to me, until a certain point, I assumed that, like when I was younger, like around 10 or so, I thought every anime character was a white person because
Oh, me too.
they never look
Me too.
Japanese. They never look Japanese.
Me too.
Uh,
Honestly, when I was a kid, I even thought Goku looked white.
yeah, pretty cool. They drew a whole map for the show, though. Now I think about it.
Very Game of Thrones like in that
It said
respect,
Britannia
where they give
Army,
you a whole map.
Hawaii base. Yeah, I never really looked at this stuff. Marshall Island base, Philadelphia's base. Um, California's base, something else over here, Seattle's base. It's funny because now I just remember something. It's not really a spoiler because it doesn't matter, but I just remember that they do show up in Seattle in the show later on.
That's one.
It's like a random one off scene. So it's kind of funny at the beginning it did say something about Seattle. So it's like this show does have a lot of dot into it. Even though it does definitely have flaws, which are you'll probably notice too.
Rights to Japan's
Japan looks so damn tiny there. You saw that shit?
The country was stripped of its freedom, its rights, and its name. Area 11. The defeated and once proud nation of Japan was rechristened with a mere number.
Now that's some disrespect.
That's
We
very
beat you,
disrespectful, bro.
but if that wasn't enough, now we're gonna take your name away and just leave you as a number.
Yeah,
Damn,
that's insane.
that's the ultimate insult.
Seriously. Like, so basically they attacked Japan because they had resources that they could use.
I will one day obliterate Britannia!
His
But you're
voice
not.
his voice is easier to take seriously in the sub in that point, but he is a kid, so it makes sense. I hate on a kid, I'm just saying. But,
Yeah.
Stage 1. The day a new demon was born. But look at that, 2017, the future.
This is Alpha 3. Your target is traveling from Delta 12 toward Delta 14.
By the way, stuff like this isn't really important to like know this info of like them saying
Yeah.
these random numbers and stuff.
Just for world
Clearing a
building
code
to make
3
it
from
feel
45 to 42.
more alive. Code Geass' story is as a sort of similar setup to Gundam series, from what I know about it.
I can see that.
Silent as man, always playing chess.
What have we here? Schoolboys?
Well, look at this, a nobleman.
I envy you kids today. You have so much time on your hands. Time for regrets. What's your name?
Lelouch. Lamperouge.
Oh, now wait
Which is an insanely cool name.
a minute. Enough time.
You start with the king?
Does he know?
Why don't you challenge one of the 11s? They're nothing like us Britannians.
What are they trying?
That's really racist.
Yeah.
But besides that, I think what's interesting though is that Rivel is actually a pretty nice guy, but he still isn't ingrained in their racism of how they were taught.
Yeah.
But besides that, I love how they introduced Lelouch, like in the first like few seconds of his character. You already know
It kind of makes him seem pompous and arrogant, to be honest.
it does, but I think that's awesome because he proves that he is justified because he easily beats the guy.
It's probably also done on purpose because from what I know, like Lelouch is not really supposed to be a straight hero. He's like he is the hero, but he's not
Yeah,
he's not like your do-gooder who just goes
but
out of his way to protect everybody.
in some ways,
Like he
but
has
in other ways he is, which I won't. But we'll get to that in a sec. But I do
I'm
think
pretty much saying that he's mostly doing it for personal reasons.
I won't speak on it. But yeah, I also think it's kind of like cool how they also show that he's not like a fan of the nobility though. He sees him as old privileged parasites, so it kind of gets into his philosophy a little bit, where it's like, yeah, this guy is a pompous and arrogant, but he can also prove it, and also there's something about him that doesn't like people like the noblemen who uh abuse their power.
To all my imperial subjects,
And that's a little detail where you see his eyes squint.
as ruler of Area 11, I will not tolerate terrorism of any kind, because the battle
My God, I recognize that voice.
Wait,
Holy
who is
cow,
it?
it's that voice actor.
Who is it?
The blonde dude. His name's Clovis,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Chloe.
I just realized who else that voice actor plays. Have you ever seen Yu-Gi-Oh?
Yu-gi-oh! Yeah.
Do you remember the Battle City arc?
Um, to some extent, it's been a minute.
So there's this guy that Yugi faces off against, and he's
Mhm.
dressed like a magician. He's got like a red top hat, and he's got a suit on with a bow tie, and he's got like a little eye mask on. And he was a stage magician, and his name is Arcana or Arcana, and it's that same person that voices him too.
Oh,
And
that's
when this
awesome.
character was talking, I'm like, oh my god, it's Arcana.
And how genuine do you think he is in this speech he's giving?
I mean, it's pretty clear that
I would
he's
like you to
just.
join me in a
Besides, spilling tears over those people won't bring them back to life, now will it? It's all about self-satisfaction. Doesn't matter how hard you try. You can't do it. There's no way you can change
He
the
meant to say
world.
self-preservation.
Huh?
I think he meant to say self-preservation, not satisfaction, unless he's talking about their motivations.
Oh, yeah. And it was also I think what's really interesting though about that is that at first it seems like he's just being an a-hole, but then it's like he's like, besides, no matter how you try, you can't change the world. It's more like he's saying that in a sense of like he's giving up more than just because he's like thinks it's funny that people are dying unjustly.
I mean, heck, I've got similar thoughts myself, but I'm also not in his I'm also not in his shoes. So
Like like when he says, besides spilling tears of those people, it's not like they would bring him back to life. And his friends like, dang, that's dark, buddy. And then afterwards, Lucy's like, besides, you can't do it. You can't change the world. It makes it obvious that he's saying it not in the sense that he thinks it's like funny that these people are dying unjustly, but he's saying it in a sense where I can't do shit about it anyways, so whatever. Um,
yeah, that's
which
kind of
shows
how I am nowadays.
the the position that his character is currently.
Oh yeah, he's definitely perfect
My,
for
you're so
Pompous.
any
I'll
way we
have
self-confident.
can.
to. Sorry.
Such fucking kiss ups. Oh, Arcana.
Yeah, I'll have to find you clips of that Yu-Gi-Oh character um at some point so that you can see it and like be like, okay, yeah, like that's him.
Yeah, I never noticed this book that he was reading. I think that's what they were attacking earlier.
That first move you made. Why'd you start with the king?
If the king doesn't lead, how can he expect his subordinates to follow?
My goodness. Oh, I just noticed something. Is he reading Hamlet? Yeah, if the king doesn't lead, how can you expect his subordinates to follow? It already kind of shows you the type of guy he is already right off the bat.
I mean, it has been said that a great military strategist uh can be an excellent chess player. It's like I've been planning the downfall of these people for years.
But also, like he's willing to put himself in the same position as his subordinates, which lot of which Light isn't exactly willing
Well,
to.
Light doesn't really have subordinates. Light is more like a cult leader, and you wouldn't really expect this psycho to care about anyone but themselves.
But I'm just saying, it's like it shows like like his honorable side from earlier on, his leadership mindset. By the way, this guy's the worst driver in the universe.
Oh yeah.
There was nobody. There was nobody on the road, besides them.
Was that our fault?
I don't think so.
We mean
The
our.
target has
You were
crashed
the
at
one
the
driving.
abandoned.
Just know is this plane looks like it has like some heat.
We have to retrieve it at all costs.
What the?